Good morning. CQ, CQ. CQ, the Old Friends Net. The Old Friends Net is an amplitude modulation net. If you can run AM somehow, either with an old rig or a new rig, we'd be glad to have you. We operate here on the Old Friends Net at 8 o'clock every Tuesday and Thursday on 3715, and on Sundays at 5 p.m. Operating in the round table fashion. Those wishing to check in, please call. Those wishing to check in, please call. B4ARK. K4GEN. KZ4 Bravo.
WB4NKL. W4MEC.
Okay, this is N4LQ. Had some doubling going on there, I believe. Did I hear you, Brian, KN4R? Did I hear you, Brian, KN4R?
I'm on frequency.
Yeah, it's just that you and John came on about the same time, and I think I heard Doug W4DCS, but kind of weak. So, Doug, did you check in? Kind of weak. So, Doug, did you check in? Okay, yeah, I got you now. It was just at a kind of a lull there. Okay, here's what I got thus far. WA4LLR. WB4ARK. K4GDN. KZ4B. KN4R. WA4, or excuse me, WB4NKL. W4DCS. And W4MEC. Do we have any more check-ins? Do we have any more check-ins? Very good. Got K4JAL. Anybody else? Very good. Got K4JAL. Anybody else? All right, down the list real quick. LLR, ARK, to GDN, Z4B, N4R, to NKL, DCS, MEC, and JAL, bringing up the tail. One more time for any more check-ins. One more time for any more check-ins. All right, well, it's 60 degrees here, another cool morning. I love it. Running the 32V3 this morning, listening on the 75A4, and the good news is the Drake 2A finally arrived, and as purchased, it was in perfect, beautiful condition, and I asked the seller to please pack it carefully. Well, they packed it in a thin cardboard box with one wrap of bubble wrap around the outer edge, around the outside on one side, not on the front and the back. And it was literally rattling in the box. Opened it up and had a big old dent in the front left-hand corner down at the bottom, smushed in. I couldn't even get the thing out of the cabinet if I wanted to without trying to bend it. Well, it was this one even had a clean chassis, pure copper, looked just like new all over, and people just have not got any sense, and I got another story to tell you about it next round. So with that, I'll turn it over to Dave, WA4LLR, N4LQ.
Okay, Steve, man, that's a shame. Nice condition radio, and the they don't pack it right, and of course we all know how packages are handled. If you watch any of the videos on YouTube, sometimes they stand it straight and throw them towards the board. Man, I hate that. I am so sorry. 56 degrees, overcast, been sprinkling a little bit of rain this morning. We had about a quarter of an inch of rain yesterday evening, and looks like we might get a little bit more today. Running the K4VWD Memorial Station this morning, the AF68, the PMR8, and a little help from the SB220. So trying to cycle through stations here before some of them develop an attitude. Anyway, buddy, what's happening down in your part of the world? WB4ARK, WA4LLR, your part of the world. WB4ARK.
WA4LLR, WB4ARK. Okay, Dave. Well, the band conditions are quite nice this morning. And I hope everybody is hearing me with a good volume today as opposed to Sunday. The temperature here is 60, and it's come up a little bit. It was 58 early this morning, about 7 o'clock. And clear. I don't know what kind of day we're going to have. We may have some rain late this afternoon. I will see. Coming off from days here might reach this area. And so let's see. Well, I passed on Sunday that I got my RMA from Newark regarding the power supply that did not function properly, and I took it back to Gaffney yesterday and handed it off and got it signed for, and so we're in pretty good shape there. So hopefully we'll get full credit for it, if that's what the paperwork says. I'm going to hold them to it. So, looks like Newark is back in good place with so with that, over K4ARK.
WB4ARK, the old friends, K4GDN. Good morning from Myrtle Beach. It's at, I guess, about 70 now. And it looks pretty clear. Yeah, and then we said we would get some more clouds later on today. We're running the W4NTO Memorial Station, the Viking 2, and the HRO5A1. And on the interest, I'm running just around 100 squares of burn beer. And everybody's coming in with low this morning, but there is some fast QSB on the news rival. It's even affecting Buddy and Steve to some extent, which is kind of unusual. Other than that, we're pretty well just clocking along, enjoying the cool weather. But they say it's going to get back up into the mid to upper 80s before we're over, but the humidity is down right now, so it's not too bad. Anyway, and with that, we'll pass it on. Let's see, it goes to John, K4B in the group, K4GDN.
Okay, K4GDN in the group. This is KZ4B. Fine business, George. It's interesting today, buddy. You are only Q3, maybe Q2 even. With QS Baker, George is Q5. So things are sort of flipped. I guess the band is long today, not short. And unless you're running a different antenna or something, buddy. That's that situation. I too am enjoying the cool weather and plan on cutting grass today. If I can catch it before it rains. I think it's supposed to rain for sure tomorrow, so I really do need to cut it today. And so that's what's going on here. Over to you, Brian. KN4R and the group. This is KZ4 Bravo, over.
Okay, John, very good. KZ4B. And the Tuesday old friends, Brian, KN4R, Cheryl's Ford. We're at 61 degrees and very still right now. And I've got a huge burn pile out there waiting to burn, so maybe I'll burn this morning. But I'm running the GRC9 here, little amplifier, about 60 watts. And it's great to hear the K4BWD and the FW4NTO memorial stations on this morning. Everybody sounds good. Steve, sorry about the Drake 2A. That's really sad. You know, and you told them how to do it, and they still didn't do it. So, and Charlie, sounds good on that. I like hearing that dynamo in the background. So I'll save my other comments until round 2. So go ahead, Cliff. WB4NKL in the group. KN4R.
Now KN4R, it's WB4NKL on the Globe King 500 again this morning. Got 60 degrees here, and they saying a chance of, we hadn't had any rain yet, but chance of showers today. I got started on the yard yesterday, and I try to finish it up today if the weather permits. And that's a shame about the 2A, Steve. I wonder if it's restorable. You might be able to pull that front panel. If you get it out of the case, pull that front panel out and hammer it out. Goodness, that's bad. I wonder how many radios are destroyed by the shipping. I follow the Antique Radio Forum on the internet, and these guys will order a bakelite radio off of eBay, and it comes in, they got a picture, just a chassis and a bunch of bakelite shards in a box. But you'd think people would learn they need to put some kind of a video out or something about shipping. I guess it probably wouldn't help. Not too much else going here. Got to get ready. I'm heading up to Kutztown, Pennsylvania for the Antique Radio meet. Get ready for that here in the next couple of days. So working toward that right now. Go ahead, Doug. Are you back on the DX100 W4 DCS, WB4NKX 100 W4 DCS?
Okay, Cliff, WB4NKL, W4DCS. That darn DX100, I'll tell you what. I'm about to the point where I'm going to put a 30-amp slow glow in there and just let it show me what its problem is. Hi. It's very intermittent, and it's a 4-amp fuse in there, and every once in a while it's 4 right, maybe it's 8. It likes to pop it every once in a while. Not sure what's going on. I am on the ART-13, which seems to be a much more dependable rig, so I haven't had it on the air for a while. Like Dave was saying, it's a good idea to cycle them before they develop attitudes. Anyways, yeah, I'm with you, John, that with the signal reports there, it's a little bit weird this morning, but copying most everybody. George was 10 over, and then during his technique, dropped back down. So. Anyways, good morning all. 60 degrees here in Winston-Salem. We have not had any rain. They did forecast some. And yes, Steve, if you can't throw the box out the back of the truck onto a concrete driveway, you might be in trouble. I have a video from when I was living in Salisbury that the mail lady pulled in the truck, and there was a camera in the driveway. And here comes boxes come flying out the side door. as you was throwing them. So I mean, yeah, if you can't drop it off the back of a truck, it's subject to be damaged, and I hate that had to happen to a pristine radio. I guess you'll have that. Anyway, enough out of me. Charlie, here it comes. What's going on up there in beautiful Henderson? I believe that's right. W4MEC, W4DCS.
Okay. W4DCS and the old friends, W4MEC. W4DC, I guess we're percolating here. Good morning, fellas. It's a 57-degree overcast day. We had some rain yesterday afternoon, just as I was finishing the yard up. Got rained on a little bit, but trudged on, and a little rain last night, about a quarter inch is all we got. Overcast today, supposed to be some more rain today. My grandson's got a cross-country meet this afternoon where they say they run that rain or shine. We'll see. Anyway, what else we got? I want to agree with John's assessment of Buddy versus George. I was amazed at the deep QSD I got on Buddy. I mean, really. And then he came up so strong he overloaded my receiver. But George was kind of steady, more or less. A good signal, George, today. But those conditions will change by the next go-around. We all know that. I got a sad note. I have an aunt that passed away. She was 104 years old. I did not know about it, even though we were in contact with her and send cards and letters and calls and all that. No one told us. She died back in July. And no one bothered to tell us. As a matter of fact, in the obituary, they said she has a nephew in Florida. Well, I had been out of Florida for 33 years, so somebody obviously is not in the loop over there. So, but what was interesting in her obit and some commentary, she was a nurse. She ran the baby unit. What do you call that? Obstetrics, newborn babies. And her big deal was she worked at night. She always worked the night shift. She always carried a 6-pack of Coca-Cola every night to work, and she drank every one of those on her shift. And I got a little bit here that she was the nurse in charge. I guess she was the second one to hold Lisa Marie Presley when she was born in Memphis. So she's got a little history. Between my aunt and a distant relative, Vivian, who was Johnny Cash's first wife, there must be something famous on some part of this darn family. So anyway. Over to you, Jimmy, K4JAL in the group, W4MEC.
W4MEC, K4JAL. Sorry about your aunt, or great aunt, Charlie. And yeah, George was coming in good up here today. I don't see that often. He might even be able to hear me. Buddy, there's something going on QRN-wise in your neighborhood, because like I think Charlie said, it was really low to begin with and then came way up. Weird day. So there. Steve, I hope that radio is going to go back to the sender. I hope you can make that happen. He needs to be punished. Back to you. M4LQ, K4JAL.
Severely. This N4LQ, do we have any late check-ins? All right, well, that was interesting. All right, well, the story on this Drake 2A, like I said, I paid a little extra for it. To be honest, I paid $159 or something. I think it was the starting bid, and nobody else bid, so I won, so to speak. Well, it even has the manual, the original manual, I might add, and bound in a folder. So I got that. It looks like maybe it was delivered by an NBA star who tried to dribble it, but the box is in good shape. What's really strange about it, it didn't hurt the box. It just probably a quick glance off of something. And I've had trouble with Drake stuff. It seems like the cabinets are kind of easy to bend, but this was on the front, and as you know, the front of the receiver is recessed back about a half an inch on AM and sideband, so no problem with it. It just doesn't look like it used to. I don't fool around with sellers who do that. I don't bother trying to communicate with them or anything. I just file a return request with eBay, and I type in the damage that was done and the poor packing, include a picture, and within about 30 minutes, the seller responded with a full refund and no shipping label to send it back. So I've been refunded for the radio and the shipping, which was like $50. So I got back 200 and some bucks. Pretty good deal. I mean, it's just so I've got a radio that works perfectly. It's just got a little appearance problem, and it's sitting up here on the shelf. I may try to fix it. It's going to take a bit just to get it apart, and then it'll take hammering out and sanding and probably a coat of paint on the cabinet. It's too bad because a lot of them I get drakes I have seen like that are scratched up pretty bad, and a lot of people paint the cabinet. It's easy to paint the cabinets on these old drakes because it's just black, satin black. Let's see here. Buddy was the weak one. It just I got a feeling something isn't right there. I don't know what's going on, but last time, let's see, Sunday, you were really weak. Just barely could hear you, and it was that way this time. George came on and just blasted me out at 20 over. So I don't know if you got some kind of QSB cloud hanging over Lake Wiley. Maybe that's it. The morning QSB fog or something. Let's see here. And Brian, you're loud this morning on the GRC9. Cutting grass. A couple of you guys mentioned that. KZ4B, I thought you paid somebody to get your grass cut there, John. I must be thinking of somebody else, but I thought you paid professionals to come in and do that. But anyway, I know you mentioned working on your lawnmower the other day, and I thought, what's he doing that for? He's paying somebody. And Doug is blowing fuses, 4-amp fuse. That's not big enough. You need a bigger fuse, or just a piece of 12-gauge copper wire. Take care of that problem. And Charlie had found on your aunt, your Coca-Cola guzzling aunt who lived to be 104. So that's the secret of longevity, I guess. I wonder if it was regular or Diet Coke. Let's see. Oh yeah, and the ART13 is good. I think, Jimmy, I'm not sure what you're running. I think you said you're on an ART13, but I'm not sure. So it's a good round, and we'll go ahead and do it again. Everybody's signal is very nice here. WA4LLR on the mighty LMAC, N4LQ.
All right, N4LQ. And the old friends, WA4LLR. Well, I kind of feel bad I'm not running the ART13. There's 4 of them on this morning. I would have made 5, but I don't know. I hadn't had this AF68 on in a while, so I wanted to fire it up today. Anyway, well, I guess you did pretty good, Steve, getting the money back and a receiver too. But I sure hate that pristine receiver got bunged up. Let's see here. Buddy, glad you got were able to return the power supply. And it's strange. You're usually one of the loudest signals here, and I think you're almost the weakest this morning. So it's like Steve said, there must be some kind of strange phenomena going on. I mean, the signal sounds good, but it's just not strong today. I don't know. George, your Memorial Station sounds great. John, you're always loud on that T150. And Brian, man, with that GRC 9, I had to turn the volume down. You are blasting up here. Cliff, hope you get to finish your yard work up. I know you want to get all these things taken care of before the pilgrimage to Kutztown. And Doug, your ART's doing a great job. And Charlie, the aunt that lived to 104. Wow. Sorry that you weren't in the loop on all that communication. And yep, evidently Coke is the secret of a long life. I'm willing to bet it wasn't Diet Coke either. I'd say she's drinking the straight stuff. And Jimmy, good morning again to you. So, wonder, I don't guess you talked Don into making the pilgrimage down to Dandridge last Saturday. Hope to see you guys at the get-together in Asheville this coming Saturday. Anyway, let's see here. Well, yeah, conditions are a little strange. We're still under the influence of a high-speed stream of solar wind coming from a coronal hole on the sun. But it's died down a little. Some pretty good auroral activity last night in some of the states to the north. Sunspot counts 110, solar flux index is 130, and the K is 3.67. Not quite up to minor storm level. A few items from this day in history. On this day in 1620, the Mayflower departed England. On this day in 1920, a bomb exploded at lunchtime in Wall Street, the financial district, killing more than 30 and injuring 300. Never did find out who did it. On this day in 1893, the Oklahoma land rush began. About 100,000 people heading out that way to claim free land. On this day in 1908, William Durant created General Motors. On this day in 1940, the United States imposed the draft. And on this day in 1977, President Carter's brother Billy announced his own brand of beer. It lasted about a year. Okay, back on the air. We had a momentary power outage there. And I remember I was listening to a radio station during that time period, and they had some kind of contest going. They said first prize is a case of Billy beer. Second prize is 2 cases. It wasn't noticed as being a great beer. Down to you, buddy. WB4ARK, WA4LLR.
Okay. WA4LLR, WB4ARK. Well, sorry to hear about your aunt there, Charlie, and yeah, I guess she probably was drinking straight Coke, so probably, I'll tell you what, it seems like to me that the taste of Coke has changed here within the last several years. It just doesn't taste like it used to. So I'm going to try out that new Coke with, it's got a different type of syrup, so we're going to give that a try. Don't know what's going on with the system here. We're running plenty of power out, about 110 watts, and it looks like it's all getting to the antenna, according to my meter, and nothing has changed on that end. So we're going to change transmitters, change over to another transmitter here and on the next round, and see how everybody receives my signal. So I guess that's about it for right now. We'll make the change and then be ready for the next round. So over to George, K4GDN, WB4ARK.
WB4ARK and the group's K4GDN. Well, the band is really strange, and it seems like it's affecting the audio more than the carrier. I'm watching it on my monitor scope, and the carrier seems to stay up pretty well, but I seem to lose the audio, which is really kind of strange. Doesn't make much sense. The S-meters, though, seem to be following the carrier up and down, and it's affecting everybody. Usually Steve comes in here just booming, and most of the time that's true today, but the QSB is really taking it down, at least 6S units sometimes. So I don't know, it's really kind of weird. And some of the other stations it's really affecting more. But anyway, we'll stay in here. And Steve, sorry to hear about the damage on the Drake. I like the Drakes. I've got a set of 4Bs. And I've had good luck shipping. I bought an HRO 52-1 that was in extremely nice shape, along with 5 of the plug-in coils. I got the 15-meter band spread coil, which is really kind of an unusual coil, the AC coil, they call it. And it came in really, it was packed very well. And there was a guy, I think, National Electronics or something like that, up around Illinois, somewhere up in that area. He shipped it, he packed it up really well. And I had my Drake L4B shipped in, and it came in 2 boxes, a power supply in one box and the amp in the other. And the glass chimneys even survived quite well, so I've been really lucky with that. That's about the only thing big I've had shipped. Anyway, with that, I guess I'll pass it on to you, John. KZ4B in the group, K4GDN.
Okay, K4GDN and the group, this is KZ4B, fine business, George. Good copy on your signal. I mean, you're hanging right in there. These are strange band conditions. Listening to Buddy, the noise level and Buddy's signal combined are bobbing between S0 and S5. And normally the noise level is around S5. So I assume that there are holes in the ionosphere because it's above me, because it's not even reflecting the background noise that you would normally have. And there was a little bit of that on Sunday, not near as much as today. But it's interesting that even the background noise can vary. So anyway, I guess it's band conditions, and that's the way it is. I am working on a project that may take me a while, and it may not work, but I have ordered micro springs that are 1/16 of an inch in diameter, and special pulleys from McMaster Carr. Unfortunately, the slot in the pulley is not quite as wide as the spring. It's close, but no cigar. And I'm going to try to machine out by chucking the pulley in a drill and use a small hand file to widen the groove in the pulley. And the whole idea of this is to modify the Tentec 238 antenna tuners that where you use the elastomer. It's like a rubber band, but it's cloth, and I guess there's some buried rubber material inside the cloth covering, and it only lasts for a couple of years. And with stainless steel spring, it should last forever. And so anyway, that's one of the best antenna tuners out there. On the 238s, I replaced the disc ceramic capacitors with doorknobs. I put in 4 400 picofarad doorknob capacitors in place of the disc ceramics. And it'll handle any kind of QRO you can throw at it. But that stupid string, elastomer elastomer string that allows the dial to go back and forth when you rotate the variable inductor, just doesn't last. And if this works, then you've got something that's just going to go and go and go. So I'll keep you posted. So that's kind of a mechanical problem. And the later tuners, the 238A, it also works the 229, which is earlier than the 238. They both need that stainless steel spring in place of the elastomer. But once you go to a 239A and B, they did away with that completely and had a dial, and that works great. But then when they came out with that, they went to a printed circuit board, and if you have a high antenna current, it will blow the conductor on the board, and the boards are irreplaceable. So they solved one problem and created another. The earlier 229 and 238s were hardwired, point-to-point wiring, and they can handle all kinds of power because you could use, and they used it, a Teflon-coated silver-plated wire. So anyway, I'm always chasing something. And I should get, by tomorrow, the right angle drive from RF Parts, and I will series to about 30 or 40 to 150 picofarad red slicer capacitors. I've got one now, and I'm going to series 2 of them, and I'll make it a lot better tuning on 160 and 80 meters. Above that, you just need one bread slicer, so I'll switch in the second one on the 2 lowest bands and switch them out as I go. I even reduce the capacity of the 150 picofarad by seriesing it with a large N750 doorknob capacitor on for 15 and 10, so that's like going to be 10 or 15 to 75 picofarads, and so it shouldn't be very touchy. So I have rambled on my usual excessive amount, so Brian, take it away, and we're copying you, knock on wood, quite well. KN4R in the group, KZ4B over.
Okay, John, very good. KZ4B and the old friends, KN4R. John, not only have you, I think you have outdone yourself on that transmission, but that's great. You better let that amplifier cool off a little bit. Let's see, Steve, so you don't get to keep the 2A. They didn't offer that. And I just wonder what the owner is going to do with it now that it's damaged and all that. So, and John, you might be overmodulating just a tad. or it might just be my ears, or it might be the QSB or whatever, but not a whole lot, but just maybe a touch. But now, I might be wrong about that too. And Dave, looking forward to seeing you up at the Asheville Radio Museum Swap Fest on Saturday. I have your speaker here waiting to be loaded up in the car. I've also got some other radios of John Runsky's to bring, and I'm going to go up and visit Wilson. Another one of our members doesn't check in very much, W4BOH up in Hillsboro, tomorrow morning and take him some radios that he bought. And then I'm going to go over and see Brown, W1NZR, over in Battleboro, or Red Oak, and hang out with Brown maybe a day or so, and come back Thursday afternoon or so, because my wife's got a colonoscopy on Friday, and she needs a driver. So anyway, I think I've touched on about everything. I need to say 73s. I look out the window. Everything is very still. I just went online and got a burn permit, and I need to use it today before the rains come, hopefully. So 73s, enjoyed it, and George, you were coming in better today than normal. So, but the QSB is kind of unbelievable here. Great to hear the ART-13s. And Cliff, have a safe trip up to Cutstown. And anyway, WB4NKL and the old friends. This is KN4R 73.
Okay, Brian, KN4R, it's WB4NKL. Yeah, I probably won't be around Thursday. I'll be leaving out before the net Thursday morning. So I'll try to give a report there Sunday. Try to check in Sunday afternoon. Good copy on everybody. Band is in a lot better shape than it was this morning at 7 o'clock. I was hearing just all kinds of static, and the band was almost unusable there for a little bit, but it's pretty good shape now. I had a good copy on George. And I was going to tell Doug that go ahead and put a bigger fuse in. I've got some spire transformers for the DX100 if something explodes or melts down. So, Doug, if you're listening, go ahead and put at least a 10 amp in. See what happens. Let's see. Doug checked out, or Steve sent me a message that Doug was gone, so I'll turn it on to Charlie, W4MEC, WB4NKL.
Okay, Cliff, WB4NKL in the group, W4MEC. I was just checking my frequency there with no mod and drifted down about 400 cycles or so. All right. Real good. Yes, it was high-octane Coca-Cola, not diet. I don't even think they had diet back then. I can't remember when they first came out. First time I met her was 62 at a funeral for my Aunt Rose. And, but I met her a few times, several times after I went to her house and all that. And, but yeah, it was high-test Coca-Cola. And the 12-ounce bottles too, not the little shorties, the 7.5. Let's see, what else? QSB on that last transmission. Buddy, when George keyed his transmitter, he was quite a bit stronger than you. So it's all band conditions with the QSB. It's not, I don't think it's antennas or rigs. It's just a screwy day on the radio. Let's see, that's sad about the shipping. I don't know what it is about people who don't grasp the concept of packing. And I've been in similar situations, poorly packed stuff. Even Amazon. I don't even why they even bother sometimes. I ordered a DVD player one time, and it was in its package, right, in its box that you would find it on a shelf in a store, let's say. And it was in styrofoam, but they put it in a box that was about 20 times as big as it. They just put it in a box. I mean, it was like a coconut in a box car is what it sounded like. So I sent it back and said I didn't even bother to open it. And they sent me another one that was packed properly. And but another one of the big sticking points for me is people. They put an item in the box and then put all the packing on 5 sides. put packing in first, put the item in, and then cover the other 5 sides. It's just kind of buried in the packing, but it's still at the bottom of the box against the outside edge. And I'm going, come on, you know, a lot of commercial people do that too, and I can't get it through their head. And yes, I've had my share of the poor handlers of package. My favorite though is I can see where maybe this is okay. It was a soft package. I can't remember if it was a book for the kids, you know, or what, or a T-shirt. But he came through my circle around here and just threw it out the truck and landed it on the front porch. So it kept going. But I've never seen him do something heavy like that. But just something like a bubble pack that's all squishy, you know, bendy. They'll pitch it out and keep rolling. So anyway, that's six. All right, let's see if yeah, I'm running ART 13 listed on the HQ129X. And I can tell it's starting to develop some AVC issues, especially with John and his strong signal, and somewhat with Brian, because he was very strong. But when it gets up above, when the needle pins, it starts to distort a little bit, and I got to back off the RF gain. And the thing is, if I go to manual volume control when it's doing that, it's the receiver totally blocks. So I probably got some of those, you know, ubiquitous 1 meg resistors, and they always put in the AVC circuit, or probably change value, or maybe a leaking cap. Who knows? We'll have to crack it open and see what's going on. K4JAL in the group. W4MEC.
W4MEC, K4JAL. Well, buddy, I think you checked out, but if you're still there, it was definitely QRN. Because the signal was fine part of the time, and it was back to being bonkers the rest of the time. It's conditions. Anyway, I hadn't seen Donna in a long time, Dave. You were asking about whether we went to Dandridge. No, we didn't. And Saturday I have obligations elsewhere, so I'm not going to make it to Ashland. I hate that, but that's life. So I'll say 7-3 and give it back to Steve. N4LQ, K4JAL.
All right, Jimmy. Real good, N4LQ. So we had a session last night on 160. It was like 10 over 9 static. But Mir checked in, just me and Mir, and we talked for quite a while. Had a good time. So you just never know. But it was a stormy night. Well, some more information here I'll pass along on this Drake 2A. First of all, as I said, it's repairable, and I do get to keep it, so doesn't cost me anything. And I'll put a picture of it on the reflector. But in the manual was stuck a packing list invoice for repairs from Drake, and this thing is old. This receipt doesn't have a date on it, unfortunately, but it was shipped parcel post, if that tells you anything, from a guy in Wyoming. I just looked him up, and he's passed away in 04 at the age of 88. But this is an old receipt, and they got a list of the things that Drake did to fix it. And let's see, a capacitor, 3 tubes, 6X4, a 6BE6, and a 6BA6. Example, a 6X4 cost was 80 cents. The 6BE6 was $1.20, and the BA6 was $1. And they charged him for a new box, $1.50. Total charges were parts. Apparently they charged him $3.70 per parts, and grand total of $13.95 for repairs. And it says that there was an intermittent cold solder joint on the AVC board. Couldn't zero beat the BFO. Had to change the 2000 UUF capacitor. Hadn't seen that for a while. low B plus voltage, replaced 6X4. 6B6 was noisy. The passband tuner was misaligned. Case was bent, and 6BA6, and it says damaged in shipment. So this is the second time it's been damaged in shipment. It says, do not pay the following. We have filed a claim with the post office, and they replaced the the cabinet, at a cost of $12.50, labor $5. So they filed a claim with the post office for $17.50. It's packed by Norma. So I thought that was kind of ironic, I guess. All right, we've had a few checkouts. Brian is gone and Doug is gone officially. I'm not sure who else, but I'll go ahead and see what we got left here. On to let's turn it over to Dave. WA4LLR, N4LQ.
All right, N4LQ, WA4LLR, 7-3 to the guys that have failed. $5 labor. Oh my! And a case for $12. My goodness. That was a while back, Steve. But sounded like you ended up with a good deal. I'm sorry that it got banged up. Well, I'm going to head out. I've not had breakfast yet, so I think I'm going to make a pilgrimage to the kitchen. Thanks for calling the net. I have enjoyed it this morning. And Buddy, your signal came up considerably on the last go-round. So I'll say 7-3, God bless, Lord willing, we will catch you fellas on Thursday, and hope everybody has a great week. WB4ARK, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, WB4ARK. Okay. Well, we were checking the, hopefully we were going to have someone that could give us a report on the signal. Hold on a second. Okay, so now we got the gain up on the mic, and so we should be about up to where we were before with the other transmitter. I wonder if it looks like I'm putting out the same amount of power, and so I wonder if it's QSB, because I'm not detecting even a relatively large amount of QSB on anybody's signal. Everybody is fairly strong and consistent, and there's very little QSB, so I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, we will get ready to pass it on. I ordered a power supply, and this thing weighed 18 kilograms. So it weighed a good bit. So so I put a note to the sender to please pack well. And they packed it in very thick bubble wrap. It's the thickest bubble wrap I think I've ever seen. And wrapped it a couple of times, put it in a box, and the box was very stout. It's one of the heaviest corrugated boxes I've seen. And shipped it, and it didn't suffer any damage at all. So anyhow, that's the story there. So we got, and I have no idea how these people. It was free shipping, so I have no idea how these people are doing this, because I know it cost a lot of money to ship this thing. It came FedEx, and so I don't know what is going on with the shipping, because whenever I ship something, it costs an arm and a leg to ship it. So I don't know how these people are shipping components that weigh as much as they do. So hopefully everybody is receiving me with a good signal report this time, so we'll send it to George. And I had made the transfer before John KZ 4B had finished his transmission, so we'll send it to George. Hope George's still in there. If not, John, you pick it up. K4 GDN WB4ARK.
WB4ARK and the group is K4 GDN. And the audio, excuse me, did sound a little bit better there that time, but the QSB is still there. And still really rolls the cane with everybody. I'm gonna take 73 on this one and get out. It's getting hard to copy. So with that, Steve, thanks for calling to the net. John, I'm going to turn it over to you. KZ4B and the group K4GDN, 73.
Okay, K4 GDN and the group, this is KZ4B. Fine business, George. Good copy. Steve, thank you for calling the net. And to answer your question, I have always cut my own grass. I have never, ever paid to have it done. And the reason is that in my neighborhood, they say you're on the lake and will double the cost what we charge for cutting your grass. So I have to do my own. I don't have much choice. Thanks, Charlie and Brian, for the advice on Midnight Plus driver's license renewal. My wife last night renewed her driver's license. Well, she didn't renew it. She got a reservation to renew it right here in Mooresville. And when she called in the daytime, they'd say, we don't do reservations. This state is more screwed up than most, I think. We need a Republican governor. End of stop. Brian, thanks for the modulation feedback. I may not have enough loading on my T150. I polished, went through and polished the knobs, and I may not have cranked the loading up enough, and that may have something to do with it. We will see. I need to play with it. And shifting gears, I always double box anything that I ship. And that usually takes care of it. And of course, you need to pad things on the inside box. If it rattles around, then you haven't accomplished much. So, enjoyed it today, and I guess Buddy is gone, but Buddy, I don't know what's going on with your signal. It may just be a hole in the ionosphere parked over your QTH. I think I have that problem here sometimes. 7 3s, and I guess Brian's not. I think Brian signed out. Brian, if you're there, pick it up, and Cliff, you get it if you know Brian is not there. KN4R/WB4NKL, KZ4B, clear but listening.
I'm still here.
I think it goes to Cliff.
Okay. I didn't know about Brian, but that was Buddy. He said he was still here. Well, 73s to everybody. I'm gonna get out too, and 9 o'clock get my walk started here before it gets any warmer. It's up to 62 here, so 73s. Enjoyed it, and buddy, I copied you about the same on that rig as the other. Signal was probably a little weaker than normal, but it's probably just conditions. It's kind of strange that we've had conditions like that a couple of days in a row, but you know, last Sunday. But it works that way sometimes. I believe it is conditions. So 73s. Go ahead, Charlie. Thanks for calling, Steve. W4MEC, WB4NKL.
WB4NKL in the group, W4MEC. Real good. Yeah, I'd like to see Brian. If I hope you're listening. I forgot to mention this. When you get your new driver's license, look at the picture and tell me if it's washed out in black and white. My wife's picture was absolutely awful. I mean, just the quality of the photograph, and I'm going, how could you ID anybody off of this, you know? It's a pretty sorry photo. And let's see, John, I think I'm glad that worked out for you, and I think they're going to introduce legislation that says if you go to a regular eye-top doctor, that they, like when you go to get your car inspected, and they inspect it and they put all that stuff in a computer, you can go right then and there and get your renewal done online. And I think they're going to go that way with the eyes, and they're going to say if you go to a regular eye doctor or somebody certified like a optometrist in a mall or something, that they can enter that data in a computer. It says your vision is equal or better than the state requirement for driving, and you can just go online and renew it and not have to ever go there again. But they might request a picture. Maybe they'll have to come back to do a picture. I don't know. But the real ID is the problem. That's what got the whole system backed up, is the real ID. So maybe there ought to be another way of doing that. And did I mention on this time Buddy and George flip-flopped? So, Buddy, do not assess your station until maybe Thursday or even Sunday, because that transmission's you were fine and George was in the mud. So the last two transmissions, it was totally the other way around. So, and I don't think it's transmitter related. I think it's just the weather, the ionosphere. Let's see, another note here. I had to comment about the Heathkit, not Mohawk, what was that amp? Warrior. A Warrior amp that I bought from the original AF4K, and he shipped it in a triple corrugated box that fit it perfectly. Not 1 ounce of bubble wrap, peanuts, anything crushable were in there. The knobs were against one side and the back was against the other. He did put a piece of cardboard to space out the SO239 distance, but basically it was a cardboard box that fit it perfectly, and shipped it UPS, arrived here in absolutely perfect shape, no damage whatsoever. So maybe the fact that it weighed 100 pounds or so, I don't know, I think that's around 60 pounds. Maybe they were a little extra careful with it. I don't know, or I just got lucky. But and cutting grass, the smallest yard on this road here is like 0.18 acres. I don't know how they got a house on there, because this is a R40 area, which is 1 acre minimum, and it's been there for quite a while, and it's got the smallest yard, and they actually pay a company to come in and cut their grass, and they get it done in about 30 minutes, but there's about 5 of them out there, and the yard's so small they can't use their zero turn. They just get out there with a push mower. But it's funny that it's the smallest place, and they got a person living in there that's more than able to cut their own grass. Healthy dude, but I guess he doesn't like it. I don't know. 7-3 all. We'll see you on Thursday morning. So hopefully, or at least talk to you on Thursday morning. I think Jimmy bailed, but let me make sure. If not, pick it up, Steve. K4J there, AL, if you're there, W4MEC.
Okay, I guess he did. Didn't have it written down here. Okay, guys, it's been a good net, and I guess it'll be the end of it. So thanks everybody for checking in today, Have a great one. See you Thursday morning at same time, same frequency. And also on 160 tonight, if you can possibly make it, 73. This is N4LQ, closing the net.
Thanks for calling the net, Steve.
Okay, buddy. Yeah, you're still weak here. I mean, I copy you just fine. That's not the problem. It's just that you're just not up to what you used to be. So I don't know if there's something, water in the coax or something.
Thanks for the report.
My S meter, my meter is not reading as high as normal on my transmitter, so we're going to have to take a look at that.
Well, thanks for the report. Thanks for calling the net. Take care. N4LQ, WB4NLK.
You've been between S7 and S9 here, and the copy's okay, but there's still something not quite right. 73. We'll see you later. Have a good one, N4LQ.